Sauron got a buff. Pixie got a buff. Clearly, we need to put these cards together. Let's jump in. How's it going, folks? Welcome back to the Snap Academy. I'm Muse, and today we've got a brand new deck for you. We have a weird hodgepodge of archetypes, which surprisingly work really good together. And I am talking about Pixie and Sauron. This deck is really random. I was kind of just rummaging around my collection, and Pixie had just gotten a buff. Sauron had just gotten its buff to 2, and I was kind of thinking about what could we do with these two cards, and this is what we came up with. So let's just kind of jump into the deck, go from the bottom to the top, talk about kind of the playlines and archetypes, and then go into the pilots. So starting at the bottom, we've got Wasp at 0. So this is a very staple Pixie card. You can also put Yellow Jacket in the deck. I did that over Echo to start with, but I do also really like Echo in the deck as just kind of another tech piece for ongoing. We're in a huge ongoing meta, so I did that. But what I really like with Wasp is the Galacta into Wasp play. On turn 4, you can drop Galacta, drop Wasp. Boom. Awesome. Great. Because you're not always going to get to Pixie the Wasp, so having that extra versatility is super cool, making Galacta essentially a 4/10 when you drop her. That's a huge amount of power, and you can't Shang it. I really like how we can spread everything because Shang-Chi doesn't exist, right? Right? Shang-Chi doesn't exist? Hopefully. Ebony Maw, just a Sauron staple. It's got a terrible ongoing. We're ripping it off with the Sauron, but also because it's a 1-drop, we're going to Pixie that and hopefully hit our Red Skull or our Typhoid Mary. So Pixie is shuffling up all of the cost in our deck. A lot of Pixie decks do run MMM, but because we're not running a lot of 6-drops, we're not trying to get a high ceiling out of this deck. We're just trying to get a little bit of extra value on every turn. We're not really running MMM. If you want to do that, you absolutely can, but it's not something I find necessary. Sauron, we're ripping all the ongoings off of these cards so that they are just big stat sticks. Lizard, stat stick, 2/6. Starbrand, stat stick, 3/10. Typhoid Mary, stat stick, 4/10. Red Skull, stat stick, 5/13. And then we have our backup plan with Enchantress. So Enchantress is, again, a backup plan to rip off those bad ongoings. The only one you can't get is Ebony Maw. So usually we're wanting to play Ebony Maw on turn 6 alongside other things, or getting that 1 cost put somewhere else. Galacta just kind of helps boost all of our other cards. So we want to play the lower powered cards first before we hit the big power cards, because we don't want to put all of that power on a Shang target. This is kind of a Shang-Chi proof deck in the fact that we're going very wide with a lot of big cards. You can't Shang-Chi every lane, so I'm told, but we also figured out that you can with Firehair and some other things. It's possible, but it's not likely. It's not likely. They can't Shang-Chi every lane. So that's why we want to get that Galacta and then put that extra 3 power on those smaller bodies. Put it on that Wasp, put it on the Echo, put it on the Pixie, the Sauron, the Lizard, the Juggernaut, even the Enchantress, so that all of those cards are high power but under that Shang-Chi range, so that when we do have those big Shang-Chi targets, we're spreading all of that power across. It is possible to play a Galacta into a 0-cost Typhoid Mary on the last turn. It's super awesome. But you don't always need to do that, and this deck does go over the top a lot, over the top of a lot of decks. It's very mid-rangey. It is possible to beat negative with this deck with the Enchantress. As you see it, if you know that you have priority because you have all these big bodies, they drop their Iron Man, you can just Enchantress on top of that, or wait till last turn because you have a 0 Enchantress and just pop it on a lane and win it by itself because you turn off all of their ongoings. Super nuts, super crazy. People do not see it coming. The Echo also, John Cena, can't see it. Can't see it. For some reason, people don't see Echo, and even I don't see Echo sometimes. But Echo, you also want to play into Echoes. There was a few where I got to drop my Ebony Maw into an Echo, play it early, drop a Red Skull into an Echo. So Echo is your best friend with this deck. Now that we have all the cards and a little bit of the tech, go ahead and grab the link in the description below so you can follow along in the pilot. All right, so great start here going from the Echo into the Pixie. Unfortunately, we do not have our 2 1-drops in the deck. For the Pixie, we do still have the 0, and then everything else kind of shuffles up, so hopefully that is a little bit better for us. Maybe get the Sauron as well. So Sauron, I actually do kind of want, I probably want to draw Sauron now, so that way I can get like a 0 power or something. Drop the Gambit. Wasp, that will be good later. If we get our Galacta down, that would be awesome. Enchantress does a whole lot of nothing right now. So that Ebony Maw is now stuck in our hand. I mean, it's going to be stuck in our hand anyway. But we can't really do anything with it until... Okay, got the Hela too. I mean, I feel like they're trying to high roll a Khonshu here. Unfortunately, the Galacta is 5.
Coming for you.
Well,
Minions to me. I am Iron Man.
Now I have a spot for our... Are you kidding me? The Galacta 6. This is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. So I might as well just Enchantress now. And then hopefully get something great on the last turn. We're gonna take care of that Iron Man. Maybe they play something else on top. They are snapping. I don't know what they're hitting right now. Enchantress probably a much better turn 6 play, but with our hands, they don't have anything in their hands, so we are good to go there. So I think what I want to do, we did not get anything good from that. So we'll go Juggernaut here. With that, it's something. That may have actually helped. And Juggernaut for the win. Let's go. Yeah, that single Typhoid Mary would not... it would have technically soloed, but they would have beat us to the right. Thank you, Legion. I appreciate you. You're the realest. Alright, so we've got the Echo and the Ebony Maw. Might as well banish something for him. Yeah, we'll save the Wasp. So we hit a Scorn. That's actually pretty solid there. I would like to do some Sauron gameplay, but we have not pulled Sauron yet at all. Oh, also playing Pixie. Probably that. So then we can do the Galacta Wasp on turn 4. Crystal. Okay, this is getting really weird. I don't want to play Pixie this late, so I am going to Galacta into the Wasp to get just a little more power over there to offset. Magic turn 4. Okay. This kind of helps us out because we did get to draw. Hopefully we get our Sauron here. Unfortunately, we do not, so we can Enchantress this later. We've got some 2s. I don't think I really want to do that. So now we've kind of got options for what we want to do. Again, I'm hoping that I get a... oh, Wong. Okay, so I kind of want to Enchantress on top of that Wong now.
Oh, snap.
So we're going to enchant... Maybe I don't... Oh, man. Yep, we had it. They knew that we had the Enchantress or the Cosmo. Either one. Yeah, that was an easy snap. If you see Wong and you have the Enchantress, just go for it. It really messes up their game plan because chances are you're going to outscale them anyway with the amount of bodies we're putting out. Okay, so let's see here. Not the greatest start. We do have a Galacta into Wasp, which is nice. Hopefully we pull our Pixie or our Sauron. Sauron on 2, not bad. We'll go left just to be safe. Pulling off all of the cards in our deck, which is killer. Don't mind that. And the Pixie. So we have a great start, it looks like. Like I said, normally I like to do the Pixie first and then the Sauron. Just that way you don't draw as many cards, but we do have a lot of 1s and our 4s in here. Unfortunately, we have the Rock Slide, and that hit our Wasp. That was a terrible, terrible expansion for us. Not happy. I'm assuming this is a Clog deck of sorts. It may also be a Galactus deck. We'll see. With the Okoye, I'm assuming it's Galactus. Echo. That way I do have priority going into the last turn. Is that my Red Skull? So I might just Red Skull here and call it a day, honestly. Huh. GG.
Victory.
Big power. Yeah, big power. Big power, go Burr. Alright, so I need to feel the heart of the cards here. We got our Pixie. Unfortunately, it's not going to go on a Red Skull, but the Echo, the Ebony Maw, everything is still in our deck. We might luck out and pull like a 0 Sauron. That could be kind of cool. Pixie that. Nothing's created, so we're cool with the Sandbar. We do have our Enchantress for later if they do have a lot of ongoings. Scream, I don't think is actually too terrible to play against here. And we got our Sauron on 3, and we're going to shuffle. I think this is going to be fantastic, and we will snap, play our Sauron, and the engines are going. I'm excited. Nice. So we do get to play a lot of power here. So we'll play a lot of power here and split it up. Actually, let's go toe-to-toe with Scream here and left, and then kind of punt mid. Already have priority. Echo's not going to do much for us, so we'll just go Echo right, and then maybe Red Skull mid, and now we are playing for all 3 lanes. And now we are playing for left and mid. And we can just finish it off here. Play there, and hopefully with 12 power there, they've already played their Cannonball. Should be good to go. Yep, and with a little bit of help from Adelan, we did finish off and just outpower them. That's kind of an ideal situation. We probably could have drawn into some of our other cards anyway, but that was super cool. As you see, like, it can go over the top very quick, especially being able to drop a 2-cost Starbrand, the 1-cost Ebony Moss, sometimes a 1-cost Red Skull or a 0-cost Red Skull. And after all that, I hope you enjoy the deck. It is a super fun one, a new take on, honestly, 2 different archetypes, and something that, may have gotten past the nerf or past the buff for Sauron, making it a 2 instead of a 3-cost. Time will tell. We'll see if this deck takes over the meta. If you enjoy these deck takes and highlights, make sure you snap those like and subscribe buttons, and we'll see you in the next one.